702 Power Trip Morning Show. Thanks for tuning in. Kreese is here.
Yes.
Marn's on her way in. Charged a little bit later. No Parrish today as he's out being a big Stack TV star. Godsmack on the radio because Corey loves it. See?
They had a moment, right?
I still like him.
Yeah.
Did you say Randy had to get away? Is that what you said?
I think so, yeah.
I thought he was what he used to do.
Where's he going to go?
Boss doesn't want to pay him to do work around the house anymore. He picks somebody else.
You guys want the news or not?
I
would love that.
John wants the news. I got the news.
This is KFAN News with Chris Hockey.
Hey, that's me. Hey. A new report says the world's 5 richest dudes have more than doubled their wealth since 2020. The combined wealth of elite group that includes Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and Warren Buffett jumped from $405 billion to nearly $870 billion in the past 3 years.
Yeah, I saw that story the other day that what do they think? We're within 10 years of seeing a trillionaire.
Huh? Yeah.
Wow.
Right.
Is that right?
Maybe it'll be one of us.
It might be Corliss.
One of us.
I don't think so.
That's wild.
It might be Hogs.
I'm not good enough at cards to be a trillionaire.
If somebody's a trillionaire, how many people are on the planet?
8 billion?
Yeah. Seems like we could all get a cool million from that dude. He'd be cool.
Brilliant.
I love when those things pop up.
Yeah. Just give me a cool million, man.
There's been
That's all I need.
politicians have said that.
Yeah, just give me a cool million.
People are bad at math.
Why? Explain to me why that's bad.
Just giving everybody $1 million?
Yeah.
Yep.
Is that like? Tell me why I'm stupid. Honestly, tell me why.
That math doesn't work.
Because if you give 8, how many people did you say? 8 billion.
8 billion.
If you give 8 billion people $1 million, how many dollars is that?
Is that not?
Now tell me why I'm dumb because I don't think I am.
Tell me why.
Hold on 1 second. I have a new.
I wonder if these calculators even go that high.
Hold on, I have a new bit for this.
Oh, you do?
Who's doing the math? What math we doing here?
There you go. It's our new button.
Let's see if the
Charlie?
old Apple calculator.
You have an Apple that does math?
Wow. Why don't you just eat the thing?
Let go up to billions.
That sounds really good, actually, because somebody wouldn't make me a pizza.
I'm making you a pizza.
You didn't want to make me a pizza.
I'm making you one right now.
You said Hadouken and slapped me across the tip.
Whoa. The tip?
Yeah, with a P.
Oh, no, I don't think that's what you said.
I think it is.
I don't think it is.
Your father's ashamed of you.
Think of what you do to mine.
Yeah, no, I shame him. I'm going to keep doing news while you keep looking stuff up.
Go.
How about that? The world's oldest forest is just 2 hours from New York City. Scientists from SUNY Binghamton first discovered in 2009 in the Catskills Mountain. It's near the town of Cairo, New York, at the bottom of an abandoned quarry. The exact location is a secret. Researchers have told the Journal of Science that the forest has rocks that are 385 million years old that may have been seen or even stepped on, but dinosaurs.
Jeez.
That's right.
How old was Rosie back then?
I think he was still doing sports.
He was?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's asking questions, taking answers.
Yeah. Mentoring people.
Chiseling the answers.
Going down to
into a
Jamaica
stone.
to make some extra cash.
Yes. On the beach.
Detroit Lions fans are so loud, they broke Ford Field's decibel record last weekend.
Well, I mean,
Come on.
That's
I know.
hasn't been a lot to cheer for.
No.
there.
Dude, I got to tell you, that stadium's loud when there's 15 people in there. Really, it's something else. It was so loud in Detroit that the volume reached 133.6 decibels.
Ooh, wow.
That's loud.
I've only at US Bank Stadium, and I think Harper said that I think Brian Harper, not your daughter, Corey, said that.
Although she agreed.
Yes, I'm sure she did.
Yep, she did.
That the decibel meter that they put on the screen at US Bank Stadium is accurate. The highest I've seen was at the Minneapolis Miracle game, not during the Miracle. It was like 123 or 124.
Yeah.
Which is, and it was ear splitting. So 133, you said?
Yeah, that's what it said. The equivalent of a jet engine.
Jeez,
That's pretty loud.
that's a lot.
Yep.
That is.
Good for them, man. Enjoy it, kiddos.
Did you do the math yet, Cor?
Well, so a trillion is 1,000 billion, right? Because Elon's at what? Is he at 200 billion? What is he at now?
He was.
So
I don't know if because X has tanked a bit.
So he's got to go up 5x. Let's just say, to make the math easy, it's 200 billion. He's got to go up 5x to get to $1 trillion. So that's not impossible. No. He could get there.
227.
227?
Yep.
Whatever it takes.
So he's a quarter of the way there. 1 trillion is the equivalent of 1,000 billion or 1,000,000 millions. But if there's 8 million people, you could give them each $1. That's 8 million.
A million millions.
A million millions. A trillion is 1,000,000 millions.
Jeez.
1 million millions.
It's mind-blowing.
I don't care enough.
Yeah,
It's a
so
lot
much
of
money.
cash.
It's just an insane amount of money.
Just think of how many poundings you could buy on the beach with that kind of money.
Man.
You think he'd do that for me?
Maybe.
It would cost me $800?
Well, and by the way, that was the mistake a couple of years ago that every politician was making, right? Is if Elon Musk had, because there's about 335 million people in the country, right? So it's like if he has $335 billion, can he just give us all $1 million? And it's like, well, no, he doesn't have that much money.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he needs to get off his A.
Yeah. Work harder.
Here's something to think about before your head hits the pillow. Sleeping with wet hair could lead to fungal infections.
Ugh.
That's right.
Stinky.
According.
Good thing Ben doesn't, whatever. Ben shaves his head because Ben's a nighttime showerer.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
He showers right before bed.
And sometimes I sweat,
He's the only one that I know that does that, though. Do you guys know anybody else
do
you know anybody else that is a night showerer?
No, I have. But if you are doing a ton of work or it's like super hot out and you were outside working, doing stuff, then before bed, for sure, I will take a shower. So I'm not sleeping in the grease.
Right.
You are the grease.
Oh, I am. I am one with the grease. I use Dawn dish soap then to cut through all the grease.
Yeah.
According to researchers in the UK, there can be up to 16 different types of fungal species on your pillow.
Ugh.
Yep. The best time to wash your hair, according to research, is in the morning.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Mm-hmm.
You wash your hair?
Me, yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
Some of it. Yeah.
Interesting.
Some of it.
Yeah. I don't have a lot of it.
But so you wash all of it, though.
Yeah. Yeah, good point. Yeah. Yeah. All that I have.
Correct.
Is it you guys don't wash your hair every day?
Nope.
No. A couple times a week. That's enough.
Yeah. I wash mine every day.
Every day. That's probably why it's getting thin.
Yeah, you and I are very close on our hair.
Researchers have used the James Webb Space Telescope to find the oldest black hole ever. Insert joke here.
John.
The team of scientists made the announcement Wednesday, saying the newly discovered black hole goes by the name Rosie.
Oh, poor Rosie.
It's thought to be over 12 billion years old.
Jeez.
The team says the discovery has changed what they initially believed about black hole development and described their findings as a giant leap forward. Nice. Good job, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. It does not belong to Alexis, Texas.
No.
Hawks.
Although that's pretty large.
Hawks familiar.
Of course I am.
Whole town is.
I'm a fan.
Yeah.
I like people that work hard.
Yeah.
A suspected drunk driver in North Dakota who caused chaos
Jeez.
and property damage in Fargo earlier this week faces multiple charges. On Tuesday morning, officers were called after someone called police saying Corey Richardson was driving drunk. Police say he took out a light pole, a mailbox, and a road sign.
Man.
He was arrested after a brief car chase, faces DUI, and many more charges. A light pole, a mailbox, and a road sign, and kept on going.
Yeah.
Jesus.
What kind of vehicle was he driving?
I don't know.
I mean, that's a solid
saying,
vehicle.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, don't do that. Don't cause chaos. You don't A, you
don't
don't want
that.
to want to drive drunk, and B, you don't want your drunk driving to be
Like it's GTA.
called chaos.
Yeah. My rock and roll name was going to be Chris Chaos.
Was it really?
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Good
me and
wrestler name.
Me and my buddy Chad Jordan were going to have a band called We Are Hard Rockers, War, only it's WAHR, and I was going to be Chris Chaos.
I like that.
WAHR. Is this in any way a response to the band Wasp and their acronym, which was We Are Sexual Perverts? Isn't that what it was?
Don't be a slut.
You should play some Wasp.
Obviously it was.
Yeah. Will you play some Wasp?
Probably so.
Yeah.
But first, I want to tell you about Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's being investigated for possible tax evasion because he flew from Los Angeles to Germany yesterday and was held about 3 hours because he didn't declare his luxury watch that he was wearing. A $38,000 watch he had on.
So
And apparently he was supposed to declare that, but he had it on his arm.
That's stupid.
Isn't that dumb?
Yeah.
Well, then did I break? No, not a $38,000 watch.
Yeah.
But it's like, what do you?
Well, you had a ring on, not on your finger, that was worth a lot of money.
Yeah. That Hawk wants back.
Now you can have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you cross into Jamaica, are you declaring anything? No, I didn't bring. I brought a carry-on with a few things in it.
Sure.
Yeah. I had no idea that you're supposed to. No, if you're going there with the intent to sell it or something, I understand. Mm-hmm. But maybe it's that $10,000 cutoff, though. I know there's a $10,000 cutoff if you're coming into the U.S., I believe. If you're bringing any cash above that, you have to declare it. Maybe that's why.
I've always said, and I mean this, watches are one of the things I really don't understand. Not that I can't tell time.
Yep.
But I don't understand why, like a $36,000 watch would be better for me than an $8 watch from Target. I mean, I know they're worth money. You can resell them and all that stuff, but they both do the same thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I bought myself one as a divorce present.
Oh.
I was like, I've always wanted a really nice watch, so I bought one.
You're always giving me a wristwatch.
Yeah, you are. He's right about that, you
Appreciate
weirdo.
that. No, I like it. I always thank you.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted for Christmas.
That was always my bit in the military, though, with my buddies. I'd wrap it around. I'd be like, hey, you guys see my new watch? And they, you sick bastard.
Golly gee.
Uh-huh.
I've never done that.
no, you guys are wired differently.
Yeah.
Corey, last thing in my news.
Go on.
And this is so weird because you kind of brought this up early. Maybe it was this week? Maybe it was last week about Costco not having churros anymore?
Yeah, they got rid of churros and replaced them with chocolate chip cookies.
Subway is going to have a Cinnabon foot-long churro for $2.
My.
What?
Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
For $2?
$2, 190 calories, topped with Cinnabon's Macara cinnamon and sugar.
That-
A Cinnabon foot-long churro.
A foot-long churro. I guarantee that lady down in Jamaica would have paid $800 for that foot-long churro.
Is that a foot-long? And then some.
I mean,
Oh, dude, check this out.
take
I'm
all
sorry.
my money?
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
They're also going to have Auntie Anne's foot-long pretzel.
Oh,
So,
sorry.
all right, so hang on. I've seen a lot of people have tweeted me about the pretzel bit. I didn't know. What do you mean, Annie Ann's, though?
That's what it says.
It's a
Auntie Anne's
partnership?
foot-long pretzel, yeah.
I knew Subway was doing the giant pretzel bit. I didn't know it was a partnership with Annie Ann's. Now you have my attention big time.
So apparently,
What?
Is Cinnabon and Auntie Anne the same company? It can't be, can it?
Is
Maybe
there?
it is.
I feel like I've seen. Oh yeah, I've seen ones that are both.
They're both?
Yeah,
Huh. Boy,
I
boy.
think maybe in the
Those are-
F gate.
Just rush me to the hospital.
I know two of my all-time vices. Those two are 10 out of 10s.
A
I
company
think in
called
the F concourse at MSP.
a company called Focus Brands owns them.
Owns both.
Wow.
Subway is not, according to this, Subway is not in their
So it's a partnership.
portfolio. Yeah.
Right. But Cinnabon and Annie Ann's are.
God, if Red Lobster Cheddar Bay Biscuits had their own standalone restaurant, then Annie Ann's, Cinnabon, and Cheddar Bay Biscuits would be the Holy Trinity, right? That's the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost.
And
You've
Olive
always said
Garden breadsticks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Throw those in too.
Little Texas
Those are great.
Roadhouse.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Somebody,
think we're onto something here, fellas.
baby. Let's go.
You know the
Jeez.
Fargo scene? The one that you talk about with the facial and spread?
Oh, yeah.
That
Yeah, that's you.
Red Lobster Cheddar Bay Biscuits went viral because of that.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's a good bit. I did not see that.
Yeah.
Are you out, Crease?
Bye,
I'm out,
Chris.
fellas.
Love you.
I love you
brother.
very much. I will see you next Friday. And while we're at it, if your business is looking for a speaker, go to johnkriesel.com. Put in a request. Let's get it on the calendar. johnkriesel.com. Love you guys.
Love you.
Love you,
Bye.
brother. See you later, dude.
That Focus Brands group also owns Carvel, those ice cream cakes or whatever, too, the ice cream company.
I've never had one of those.
That's
I haven't
outstanding
either.
as well. They own Moe's Southwest Grill.
Those are good.
I don't know. Anyway, good for them. They're doing great. Bye, Kriesel.
Bye, Crease.
The Fan.
Our buddy Alan Horton all by himself last night.
With a running start for the hit. To the rim. He's got the uncontested dunk, and he may have just sealed the deal with 1:36 left to play. 23 of his 25 have come in the second half. And the Timberwolves, who trailed early by 13, now lead by a dozen with 96 seconds left to play.
Yeah, it got even crazier than that. He mentioned 23 of 25, but it ended up being 26 of Ant's 28 points were second half points.
Holy moly.
And the
They just
Wolves
sleep through the
pulled
first
away.
half or what?
Well, like I watched a little bit of the first quarter, and the Grizzlies were just hitting everything.
Yeah.
So they got off to a big lead. I think it was, what did he just say, 13 or 14 point lead? And then the Wolves got back in it pretty quick. So they won by 15. They covered. And did what they're supposed to do, which is just beat bad teams. And the Grizzlies are terrible without Desmond Bane and John Morant.
Yeah, super bad. They played two bad teams in a row, and both those teams got off to a hot start, but the Wolves did what they should do and win both games.
Bane didn't play?
No.
Oh, my leg is hurting.
Hey, Bane, what team do you play for?
Whoever we played last night. I don't remember.
Did your mask fall off?
Who did we play? Memphis?
Memphis.
It's time for Fan 5 on the Power Trip, presented by All Around Property Preservation.
Thank you, Hogs. I know you watched this. You were tweeting about it. The Gopher men lost 76-66 to the Michigan State Spartans. That's their third straight Big Ten loss. They battle Wisconsin on Tuesday at the Barn at 6 o'clock.
Yeah. I was sad. I thought they had it. And then as soon as I tweeted, they started missing shots, which made me upset.
Yeah.
But, it was fun. It was a fun game to watch. I like it when they're all fired up. And Parker Fox is playing really well, man.
Yeah.
I like that kid. He's good.
Yeah, it was close. It did fall apart, though. That would have been a great win for that Gopher team. We mentioned it to start, but the Wolves beat the Memphis Grizzlies 118 to 103 last night to improve to 30-11. They've won 4 straight and had 28. They battled the team chasing them tomorrow. Wolves play the Thunder at Target Center at 7 o'clock. That game will be awesome. Have you seen a line yet for that?
No.
I haven't either. But that'll be an awesome game because those are the two best teams in the West, and they're playing here tomorrow at Target Center. Before the Wild game last night, the team announced that their captain, Jared Spurgeon, will miss the remainder of the season due to having Rosie.
Son of a Rosie.
Yeah, let's just tape this thing.
Not
Let's
funny.
just shut it
Yeah,
down.
correct. He will miss Rosie. Don't laugh. He will miss the remainder of the season due to having season-ending hip surgery. So they played an Inspire brand of hockey last night. They were outscored 6-0 in the last 2 quarters. The Lightning
That's
scored.
not right.
No, sorry, 6-1. Because they scored. Yeah, they scored 6. They got outscored 6-1. The Lightning won 7-3. The Lightning are great.
Is that even right? I don't even know if that's right.
Yeah,
Are you saying the final score?
was 7-3.
I thought it
Yeah.
was 6-3.
It was 7-3, but I don't
7-3.
think the rest of the stuff he said is correct.
I think they scored 3 goals in the third, and they scored 3 goals in the second.
Yeah, but the Wild scored twice in the second.
That was a test, and I failed. Anyway, the Wild have lost 9 of their last 11.
Doing the math. What math we doing here?
I don't know what math we're doing. They battle the Panthers tonight in
I wonder why
Florida
you
at
wrote
6
that down,
o'clock.
though.
Yeah, that's weird.
Because you obviously wrote it down that they were outscored 6-0 or whatever, and then that was wrong. Then you changed it to 6-1.
Did you?
That's
did
also
you,
wrong.
Did you write it down when you were watching it?
No.
You know what I mean? Because you did
I've
that.
been
You
doing
did
that,
that
yeah.
because you put that in your phone, correct?
Yeah, you are correct.
I wonder where you got that from.
They battle the Panthers tonight in Florida at 6. That game can be heard right here on The Fan. There's 4 divisional games set for this weekend.
Thank you.
You're welcome. The Ravens are hosting the Texans tomorrow at 3:30. That game can be heard on The Fan. The Ravens are minus 9.5, and the over-under is 44.5. That will be a great game. Then the Niners host the 7th-seeded Packers at 7:15. The Niners are 9.5-point favorites. The over-under is 50.5. Both of the 1 seeds are heavy favorites.
Okay.
All right. We've got 2 games on Sunday. The Lions host the Bucks at 2 o'clock. The Lions are 6.5-point favorites. The over-under is 49. The last time those 2 teams played was in Week 6, and the Lions won 20-6. The final game of the divisional round, the Bills host the Chiefs in Mahomes' first ever road playoff game. The Bills have won 6 straight games. The Chiefs are a playoff underdog for only the second time in Mahomes' career. They are 2.5-point underdogs. That game is at 5:30.
Which of these games are on the Fan? I wish Chad once in a while would just send us a schedule so I could
just
know.
take for granted they're all on the Fan.
So I will
even
tell
if they
you,
play at the same time.
the first game is on the Fan, and then the I think the Wild play. No, start over. The Wolves play Saturday night, and then they pick up the second game in.
I caught zero logic in all that. And that last bit, pure junk.
Honestly, forget I asked. Chris is correct. All of the games are, quote, probably.
Yeah.
Legally. We're just going to say probably.
Yeah.
They're probably all on the Fan.
Both of the second 2 are on Sunday.
If not, Twins Daily Patreon, you can listen to it on there.
Yeah.
You can listen to it on the Patreon?
On their Patreon podcast, yes, you can.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right.
And then I said both of the second 2 on Sunday are.
Yeah.
So both games on Sunday are on the Fan.
We think.
No, they are.
Sweet Corliss,
Yes.
here's a question for you. Baltimore, San Francisco. You with me?
Yep.
The 2 number 1 seeds, they've yet to play in the postseason. If you had to pick one of those 2 to win the Super Bowl, which would you choose?
I would lean towards San Francisco.
Wrong! I don't know if that's right or wrong. I just wanted to disagree with you. What about you, Sausage?
I would go with San Francisco as well. San Francisco, I know the Ravens ran over them.
Yeah, they did. They really did. Did you watch that game?
Yeah, was it Christmas Day? It was a night game on Christmas Day. They ran over them. Yeah. I would probably lean San Fran.
I don't think I'd put money on either side. Though.
I have money on the Ravens and the 49ers with Hogs.
Yeah, against the field.
Yep.
Yeah.
You have the field, Hogs.
I think either team could win.
Which I thought was a good bet at the time, but I don't care anymore.
Well, it might be.
But
it might be.
I would take Baltimore.
You could win it this weekend.
I believe this is the year Lamar shows everybody he's the man.
Well, as we talked about yesterday, the only games they lost to 3 playoff teams and then a team that was super close to making the playoffs in the Colts. But as you just said, that Christmas night game, they destroyed the other number 1 seed in the playoffs. They killed them. They got 4 picks from Purdy and just rolled them.
Yeah, they was real pretty. Did you
Speaking of Purdy,
there's
Marnes.
Quit your flirting. Hey, is this right, Sussy? Somebody tells me that Buffalo kicked the crap out of Baltimore earlier this year. Is that right?
I don't think. Hold on. I'm probably.
I don't think so either because I think they lost to Cleveland, Pittsburgh twice, and the Colts.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
I don't think the Bills beat the Ravens.
See, you're wrong, stinker.
No, they never played each other.
Thanks a lot, Christian.
Oh, see, Corey's right.
Oh, no, he's not. Well, he may be a Christian, but his name is Christian.
Oh. Yeah,
My deepest apologies.
They did not play.
They didn't play
that's
this
what
year.
I thought. Come on.
No.
Don't misinformation me.
No,
Marnes?
they didn't even play.
Yeah,
in the
Marnes,
preseason.
don't misinformation him.
What?
Marnesy. Where you been?
Covering the Wolves.
Home this morning, weirdly.
How great was that atmosphere last night at that Wolves game?
Well, on my TV, it looked pretty good. We didn't
Were you
work
thrown out of
it.
there
It was
again?
on TNT.
Yeah, it was
Dynamite.
Yeah.
the first game all season that Valley Sports North has not
No.
covered. It was a TNT exclusive production, hens the 9 o'clock tip time.
Did you see the beginning of the broadcast with Reggie Miller and Kevin
Yes,
Harlan?
of course. Yes, I did.
When Reggie Miller threw himself under the bus because Kevin Harlan brought up that preseason, Reggie Miller had kind of projected the West into 3 tiers, right? The top tier, the second tier, and then a couple of teams to watch. And I think that list totaled, 9 teams, maybe 10?
I think
9 or
you're
10
right.
teams?
Yep.
And he didn't have the Wolves in any of those groups. And Reggie was like, hey, look, I was wrong. But he's like, we were all wrong.
Yeah, he basically threw everybody under the bus.
It's like, all right.
Safety in numbers.
Nobody saw this coming.
No.
He's not wrong, and I'm not insulted by that.
But everybody thought a healthy Wolves squad should be in the top 9. Like that's,
if you're going 9,
to completely have them out of the top 9 is ridiculous. If you don't want them in the preseason, you were like, they are not a top tier team. Nobody would have questioned that.
No.
They didn't
Maybe
have them in the top 9-ish or so.
I'm offended.
Well, I do like how Wolves fans constantly troll him with that.
Yeah.
That graphic circulates all the time, right? Basically, look at Reggie's preseason list.
Yeah, we need motivation for
I
ourselves.
guess.
Even in the pregame show, Charles Barkley said something about Minnesota and how he's not on the bandwagon, but he's getting closer. And he was very interested to see this game. And I think Ernie followed up and he was like, you're not on the bandwagon. He's like, no, I'm not. I mean, I'm close. I'm thinking about it, but I don't know.
Marnsey, I think I don't know if you were here when I told this story, but I was listening to Charles Barkley on Conan's podcast, and he was hosting an event for a business here in the Twin Cities where he was like the moderator. And the first thing he said when he got on stage in Minneapolis was, I don't get to come here often because I only do the really good teams in the NBA.
Oh, brilliant.
And he got booed, but that's a great line.
But he's
that
not
is a great
wrong.
line. No, he's not
He's
wrong.
not wrong. And if Reggie Miller is leaving the Timberwolves off in a preseason poll, it's probably because, they were supposed to be good other years and they weren't. And so if you are going to take history into account, I can't blame those guys. I mean, it sucks and it's insulting to some people. I don't take it personally at all. But I guess if you're basing it on history, then the Wolves have never showed up. They've never been a team that can contend in the West since 2004. So now look at us now, though.
Right.
Look at us now. We're throwing shots out the backboard.
They didn't believe.
That was so cool.
That was sweet.
That was the best when you were middle school and you got the rim at like 7.5 and you throw it to yourself off the backboard. You feel like a god. You can do that on a real hoop.
Yeah, with real
Players.
real NBA
Getting paid
players.
millions of dollars. That must be cool to be able to actually do things.
That's stuff you see in an all-star game.
Yeah.
He did it in a real game.
That was pretty sick.
And his quote was, nobody was open. And Nas Reed is on the wing, on the right wing, just wide open.
Yeah.
Waiting for a three. But nobody was open in the lane.
And that's the point. If you see the replay, the Grizzlies are surrounding the lane. So the fact that Ant thought, wow, I have time to throw this off there and I can get there before anybody else can. That's the part that I thought was crazy is, all right, once the guy fell for the pump fake, you can throw it off the backboard to yourself, but what are the chances you're going to get there before somebody boxes you out?
Yeah.
But nobody did.
Yeah.
So he gambled and it worked, and it was sick, and it's all over SportsCenter and all over social media.
That's a horrible basketball team. Memphis is
Right
really
now,
good.
yes.
No, not the
right now.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah.
Desmond Bain has the ankle injury.
he's here.
Good. My leg hurts.
Wow.
What team do you
That's
play
He does
for,
a great
Desmond?
thing.
I play for Memphis.
Oh, wow. All right.
I got a bit of a southern accent now.
Yeah. What do you like to do when you're not playing basketball?
Girls.
So, but Mars, here's what's going to happen. John Morant's out for the year. Bain's out for a long time. Just ask him.
Oh, no.
And watch this. You know what's going to happen is the Grizzle is going to win the lottery. And then they're going to come back with the first pick.
I didn't buy a ticket.
No, not that lottery, Bain.
And then they're going to be locked and loaded next year.
Bain, can you name one teammate of yours?
Sure, I'll name this guy Tim.
Tim.
The worst part about that, too, is the morning of the NBA draft lottery, Sauce is going to go, the league wants the Grizzlies to win the lottery.
Hey, I was right about the Spurs. I'm not right all the time, but I was right.
I do think that's interesting.
guess.
I do think that.
Well, that was a guess.
I do think that's interesting. That I don't think do you think the league really cares?
No.
I don't either. I really don't. I'm not trying to be a butthole to you, old saucy.
No,
I
it's
don't.
fine.
No, because the same teams can't win all the time.
Right.
And look at OKC. That is so good for the league to have a team in a city like Oklahoma City be relevant in the NBA.
Is it good for the league for the Timberwolves to be good?
Yeah.
I think it is, right? I agree with you. I would agree with you.
In fact, that's the matchup tomorrow. Timberwolves
That'll
in
be
Oklahoma
great.
City. And it's going to be, Sus, it's
it'll
going to be a
awesome.
great game.
Hell yeah, it will be.
Was that
Yeah.
here or there?
I mean, that's like old,
It's
as
here.
you were saying, Marnes. You know, this team hasn't been relevant in the NBA's eyes since 04. Like, remember the old Spurs Wolves games? Those were awesome. We don't have that. Now we do. And knowing is half the battle.
That was
a
electric.
winding trail.
It
Thank
was.
you. But I got there.
You
Kind
got
of.
Fun
somewhere.
journey.
Yeah, you got somewhere.
Let's talk to Bain again.
I could talk to you right now.
Donkey.
Bain, what is your first name again?
My God-given one?
Yes, your God-given one.
Corleone.
Corleone.
Corleone
What's the
Bain.
name you go by?
I'll go buy Luscious.
Luscious Corleone. He forgot
Nice
his
to
first
meet you.
name already.
I think he also
I
forgot
never knew it.
what The Dark Knight Rises sounds like.
I like that guy who plays Bane, man. That's a good actor.
Yeah, Tom Hardy. Remember
Yeah,
when
guy's
Sauce thought it was a spoiler that he was in Dunkirk?
Yep. Yeah, that's a good bit. It was a good bit. It was a bit, right?
God, we're so dumb.
No,
honestly, all of us are.
no, just me.
You know what show is really good that he's in as well as that one, Peaky Blinders?
Peaky Blinders.
Blinders, I'm sorry.
Peaky Blinders.
Peaky
I always get
Blinders
them
is
mixed up.
when you look inside your trapper keeper just for a second.
Yeah,
That's funny.
that's brilliant.
That's funny.
Trapper Keeper.
That show's really good, man. If you guys have never watched it,
I've never
I haven't
seen
made it
it.
through the entire.
And Cillian Murphy, too, right?
Yeah. And he's like in it the whole time. And then when dude comes in about, I don't know, it's pretty late in the series. You're like,
I've heard it's
holy
great.
moly,
Yeah,
that guy's
same.
good too. It's pretty heavy all the time though. That's why it's hard to watch it like straight through. You got to give yourself a break.
Yeah.
You know.
Mars, did you finish Fargo yet?
No.
You didn't finish it yet.
Saucy, would you please get our lovely listeners some chairs to sit in? You're
Yeah, I
making
will.
them sit on the floor.
Yeah, I will. I
don't
was-
know why you're like that.
I'm not. I was doing sports
Oh.
and getting your pizza.
I thought you did great.
Well, thanks, Bane. Luscious Corleone Bane.
The show's not going to get any better, but I promise you it's not going to get much worse. It returns after this on The Fan.
St. Paul, The Fan.
Hey, welcome back, Power Trip Morning Show. Hey. 7:44. Hey, Marge, did you know Charge is playing today instead of Parrish?
Yes. Corey and I were just talking about that. Church is a good clue giver. How
Yeah.
is he at playing the game?
He's a generous lover.
He's had moments.
Well, he's going down today.
Okay.
Well, that's what I said.
Well, initials is at 8:15, and then Marnes at 1:15.
Go on.
You and Lil B versus me in Common at Password.
Oh, that's right.
That'll
Esther
be great.
Geniuses reunited. Overload.
I think it's a pretty fair matchup. I think you could argue it absolutely either way. You guys have great chemistry. I think Common and I are 2-0, though. I don't believe we've ever lost together.
Is
But you
that
guys
right?
almost never lose together either.
Yeah, but we took a spectacular L once in the tournament a couple years ago, and then we took a spectacular L in the championship to you
I do remember that.
and Church.
Yep. Well, we'll
Good
see.
times. But
great
it's
old
been,
days.
I have not played Password in, oh man, for sure since the start of Wolves season. So maybe like August, September.
You think you're going to be rusty?
I don't think that that's a concern.
Okay. Yeah, got it.
You played
No.
once,
I've,
right, Hawk?
Yeah, I think twice, actually.
Libby is really fun to play with. But don't make her mad.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? Scares
Don't
me.
make the wrong guess.
She doesn't get super mad at you. She gets mad when she plays with idiots.
Meat sauce. She also, last week, was it last week? Yeah. When Clue was railroad and she said rail and Tenna let her correct it. She gets a lot of the calls that other people wouldn't.
Really? Oh.
But no,
She said rail?
The league wants her to win.
No. But like, I can't think of a good enough. Like, if it was walkway, and Corey wouldn't get it wrong, but let's say Corey was like road, and I said walk. Would you get to correct that?
What?
That
You're
doesn't
right.
make any
You
sense.
are correct. That was not a good
No,
analogy.
but you know what I mean though. But like railroad, I don't know why you get it. Like what was the rule they used to have where if it was like baskets and you said basket, you get to correct it to baskets.
Now we've just changed
Correct.
that plurals should count because
Right.
it's the same.
Plurals
Plurals
the
are
same
given.
thing.
If
Sure.
you say a form of the word, you do get a chance. Like if you say walk and the word is walking, you
Yeah.
do get a chance to correct
Yeah.
that.
I have Vikings news.
It's time for Vikings news on the Power Trip, presented by
Right go. There's two Kirk Cousins notes. One of them is an audio one that everybody's talking about. Another one I didn't hear a lot of people talking about as much as they probably should have. But yesterday, Kirk Cousins was asked. Well, I'll play it for you. Is the question in there too, Saucy?
Yeah, so it's about 1:10 where she asks him about Bill Belichick, and then at the end she asks if he'd ever play for him.
And again, who is she?
She's from CBS.
Sports.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. All right,
Yeah.
cool. Here she goes.
So obviously you've been on the headlines so much, but one person you've been competing with has been Belichick. That's You talked about him before, about like his mind, his football mind, how great he is. So what can you tell me about him? You don't have to go into detail, about what's going on. I would love to hear your thoughts on him.
Yeah, great respect for him as a coach, like everyone else in pro football. I mean, if you go to that many Super Bowls, win that many Super Bowls, go to that many conference championship games, have the defensive production that he's had for years and years, it says it all. And we played him last year on Thanksgiving night, and once again, I noticed several times what he did coverage-wise was challenging, and it was different. And you always know when you play him that you're kind of looking over your shoulder wondering if what you're seeing is correct, because he usually is going to break the mold and do something different. And that's part of what has made him a great coach.
Would you ever play for him if you got a chance?
I'm not going to turn down an opportunity to play with a future Hall of Fame coach, but we'll have to see where March leads. It's just a lot of unknowns right now.
Brilliant.
I do think it looks way worse on paper than when you hear it, right?
Yeah,
when it looks like,
correct.
When you read it and he says, I'm not going to turn that down, it's like, it sounds like he's actively seeking that opportunity. When you hear him kind of whimsically say, well, yeah, I mean, I'm not.
Yeah.
He's clearly calculated. He's just saying, that's definitely an option I'm going to listen to. That doesn't mean I'm going to seek it out over any other options, but he's definitely going to hear that side of the story before he makes any final decision. Yeah. And how can you blame him? He's a free agent, and Kwesi didn't give him a deal last year. So he has every right to hold the Vikings' feet to the fire and say, you didn't sign me.
Yep.
So even if I do come back, I'm going to make you sweat it.
Yep.
And also, there's no other way to answer that question. I mean, he was asked straight up.
What's he going to say? No?
Yeah.
No thanks.
So he danced around it and was honest, but I read nothing into that other than being politically correct.
Respect.
Sorry, I stepped on your stuff.
No, Hawk, do you have something?
Yeah, I do. Another thing about Kirk Cousins from Joey Joe Nelson's Bring Me the Sports. Kirk Cousins yesterday told Rob Motti of the Associated Press, my expectation is that I'll be able to practice during OTAs as normal. But the question will be, is it worth it? You'll have to weigh that a little bit. But my goal would be that I am saying I can go, and you guys are going to have to stop me because I feel that good. If I'm not allowed into the full team drills, I know I can do basically a full speed practice on the field next to it. So he's predicting that by OTAs, he's going to be capable.
What is that, May?
Yeah.
May-ish?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about that?
Well, that would be good.
Good for him.
I mean, that's giant. After
full go in May.
That's huge news. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's a significant injury to anybody, but a 36-year-old, that's a third,
But again,
I
because
couldn't practice full speed at all.
Because Kirk's calculated and he's very smart.
Yeah, of course.
If you're going to sign a free agent deal in March, you can't tell people, I don't know if I'm going to be ready for OTAs. You got to be as confident as hell.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Right.
Then when March comes around, if anybody's like, you're going to be ready by May, right? 100%. Of course I am.
Yeah.
Well, then the deal's already signed. And if May comes around and you're like, I'm not quite ready yet. Well, then they can't cancel the contract. It's already signed.
Yep.
So
it's smart. He's playing it smart.
He's probably telling the truth and being smart at the same time by saying, my goal is to be 100% ready to roll by OTAs.
And as we talked about a couple hours ago with the Falcons thing, all those two guys, the owner and possibly Bill Belichick being the head coach, they're both older guys. They're not going to wait for a rookie quarterback. And this team, the Falcons, sat through two of the worst quarterbacks in football last year. They will put on the full court press for Kirk Cousins.
Well, that was the same age formula in Dallas, right? If Jerry Jones had fired Mike McCarthy, you could say they got Dak, they have a crazy defense, they have a whole bunch of offensive weapons. Belichick and Jerry Jones want to win again.
Yeah.
Jerry has no patience. That made a ton of sense. I thought that was the front runner if McCarthy was going to go out the door, but he's not, and it looks like Belichick's going to land potentially in Atlanta, which I would have been pretty surprised a week ago. But, man, he's going to have a second interview.
Yeah.
Which, again, that's so weird to me. I wonder how those go, because it's Belichick.
I mean, does he like... Yeah.
I almost bet you it's as much him deciding if he wants to go there as them hiring him.
And he probably loves the free steak dinner.
Who doesn't?
Right.
Yeah, to your point, Chris, it's probably not about, do you want me to be the coach?
Yeah.
It's how much power am I going to have?
Right.
What are my options going to be with this, that, and the other? My guess is that's more the conversation, because you don't have to interview with your coaching resume.
No.
Right? Arthur Blank doesn't have to say, so what kind of offense or defense would you run? That's not even a part of the conversation.
They're getting to know each other.
Right.
Bill Belichick is 71. He'll be 72 in April, which means the next NFL season he'll be 72. That seems like a major shakeup to the system. At 72 years old, changing locations, just starting completely new. Even if you have all the power and all of that, that's a leap that a lot of people do not want to take in their 70s. Like, if you had a good career,
I don't want to take that in my 40s. If I got fired tomorrow, I don't know what I would do with the rest of my life. I don't want to start over.
You're learning
that kind of drive.
And you're learning a whole new company and ownership and what is the facility like, and even just my route, my driving route, and where I'm going to live, and
where's the closest Raising Cane's to the facility?
Exactly.
What else,
you want to
Scotty?
start all of that over at 72?
No.
Hell no.
No, I want to be on a beach in Jamaica. Chris is raking the beach next to me. Sauce is going out and swimming to get lobster.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. The 49ers are hosting the Green Bay Packers this weekend, as you mentioned, Saucy.
Yep.
And you also mentioned that Kyle Shanahan, the 49ers coach, was asked about whether or not he would, take the ball or defer. And here's what he had to say.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's because he started with the ball personally, but that's just everyone's preference. I also, it's always good to get up to a big lead. It's also good to score at the end of the second quarter and get the ball first.
So he's saying he doesn't care.
No, he doesn't care.
No, he doesn't.
But I get LaFleur's attitude that if you are a big dog like they were last week against the Cowboys and now are again against the Niners, you don't have much to lose. I think the worst case scenario is you get behind quickly.
Yeah.
And your young team freaks out. I like the idea of saying, if we're going to gamble, if we're going to have to get lucky, let's try to get Jordan Love the ball first. Let's use our scripted plays to get some points on the board, get my young team some confidence, and see what happens.
Right.
And if that doesn't work, you are probably going to lose anyway. So gamble early and see if you can jump on them. Because Ben nailed it yesterday. When the Packers jumped on the Cowboys did seem to panic, which it should be the opposite, right? The young team should panic. But the Cowboys freaked out and didn't really do anything to stop the momentum. The Niners are absolutely a better team than the Packers.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to gamble. Why not gamble right off the bat? Try to set the tone.
It's a tough place to
Go
play.
for it.
Yeah. And you've been there, Hawk. You get that crowd into it.
Yeah.
Like if San Francisco, if the Packers on the toss and deferred, San Francisco took the ball and marched down the field and scored, that crowd is at full throat. That's a tough thing to get in front of.
That's good football.
Here's a
Full throat. That's a great description.
That's very aggressive.
Yeah, never
Here's
been-
a
never had
Hawk's
that
seen
happen.
that film.
Here's a poker analogy you guys don't care for, but follow
Hawk.
me for a second.
Yeah.
If you're playing against a player who's better than you, you want to go all in pre-flop because then that doesn't give them a chance to outplay you later, right? It's just take the decisions out of it.
You had me a flop.
Right. If I'm the
and full
if I'm
throat.
the Niners, I don't know. I want to sit back and outplay them. So if I'm the Packers, I want to gamble and try to get my money in as quickly as possible.
That makes
Let's
sense.
gamble.
The Texans play Baltimore, and the quarterback of the Texans is a rookie, Marnes. His name is C.J. Stroud.
You're familiar, correct?
CJ, yeah.
He's got nothing but confidence.
I'll break him down.
Nothing but confidence.
And we believe in ourselves, and we trust in ourselves to win games and hopefully win this game. You know, we have complete confidence in ourselves, so we're not really worried about what everybody else got to say.
You liar!
Good for him.
Yeah, good for him, man.
How about the story that everybody in Carolina wanted him and the owner wanted Bryce Young, so they took Bryce Young? That changes everything.
How's that owner feel now?
He's without a coach.
Stay out of it.
Yeah.
Throwing drinks on people.
Yeah.
I don't blame him.
Yeah.
You should just own.
Yeah, just own. Quit making decisions.
Here's Patrick Mahomes, who plays for the Kansas City Chiefs. He's playing against Buffalo in Buffalo, and Marnes, it's the first time he's playing on the road in the playoffs, and here he is.
That's kind of Bane-like.
Okay, here he is.
And even though I know it's going to be hostile and there's going to be people talking trash and everything like that, I'm excited for it because, I mean, it's one of the best environments in football, and you want to do that when you grow up watching these games is playing the best environments and see what it's like.
Well, is that Bobcat?
He does have a little gargle, too.
That is.
And even though I know it's going to be hostile and there are going to be people talking trash and everything like that, I'm excited for it because, I mean, it's one of the best environments in football, and you want to do that when you grow up watching these games is playing the best environments and see what it's like.
Jeez.
That
Are
is
you okay?
25% Bane, 25% Bobcat Goldthwait, 25% Watto from Star Wars, 25% the kid from Overboard trying to do an impression of Pee Wee Herman.
You are correct.
Yeah, now I can't stop hearing that last one. Yeah, that's the last one.
When is that Chiefs-Bills game?
I can tell you in 5 seconds.
5:30 on Sunday.
That's right.
The last game of the weekend.
That's the one.
That should be good viewing.
There might be some...
I will be full vision.
Yeah.
Oh, I like what you said there.
Thank you.
Might be some weather conditions in play as well.
Hey, so
Sure.
forget
That's part of it.
just complete personal preference. If you could only watch one of the four this weekend, which one do you watch?
Yeah,
and
that
why?
would be the one.
That one?
Packers 49ers.
Because of your wife?
You are correct.
I think
Chris?
Detroit, Tampa. That's the one that intrigues me the most.
Well,
Yeah,
look
I'm,
at us.
I'm with Marnes. Chiefs Bills
Variety.
is my favorite too.
But you know what? The fact that every game has a strong appeal to it.
Yeah,
they're going to
I'm
be fun.
interested in all. I won't sit and watch all, but that's a great playoff weekend.
Should be good. All right, we'll do a brief Fan 5 when we come back. We can ask Marnes about her Timberwolves. Initials in about 15 minutes with $57,000